It's hotter than Satan's vagina out there, but we're here cooling off in Nubeluz. Welcome to another episode
Oh my God.
of the And that little intro is, if you know, you know. Um, Welcome. It's July 1st. All right, this episode comes out. We are live. We're doing it live. And it is the first of the month, Wednesday. How do you feel, best girlfriend? Um, New month. Summer's officially here. How was your weekend? How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. Um, I hear myself. I feel like this weather being hot sucks, but at the same time, like I'm loving it. I feel like we look like ketchup and mustard right now. You wearing yellow and I'm wearing red. Um, my weekend was good. Can't complain. It was chill. And yeah, the braids are back, honey, because you know when the braids are on, it's summertime and a trip is booked. Okay,
Mm.
but
Um,
yeah, can you tell my tan is already fading? I feel pale. I look beige.
I felt good because recently, I still have the tan line for the tan line, the bikini tan line from Puerto Vallarta. Because someone recently said, "Oh, I love your tan line." I'm like, "Yeah, that shit hasn't gone away," and that
Wait,
was in
your
April.
tan line, like your tan line that no one can see, or like just your t-shirt
The
tan?
tan line that no one could see, I guess, because I think
Oh yeah,
the
I
bottom
still
half,
have that tan line, but I mean like
the bottom half, yeah.
I know that I'm pale in my mind. I know that I'm pale when I have to switch my concealer and I have to switch my foundation from my makeup. Like I gotta go towards the lighter one instead of the darker one. So yeah,
What it
but
feels like for a girl.
exactly. And speaking of,
Um,
do you know what it feels like for a girl? Countdown to Madonna's new album. I cannot wait.
I haven't anticipated an album since Bad Bunny's
They
They
redid
Retweet
it.
Out My Photos album. I've been so excited. It takes me back to back in the day when we were TRL days, early 2000s, and major artists was always dropping an album and you was anticipating it with happiness. That's how I feel again about this Madonna album. I feel we haven't she's this is gonna be a good album. This is gonna be a summer album. I just feel it in my bones and I'm so excited. Just I can't wait to listen to it already because the few tracks I've heard and it's just the most like 45 seconds are fucking crazy. So I
I
can't
want to
wait.
listen to more dance music this summer. Like I need it to be more dance, more poppy. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
and I think she's gonna give us that. I think this is the way Beyonce gave us Renaissance, the first one.
Yeah.
I truly feel Madonna's gonna do this for the pop girlies, for the gay girlies, for her, usual Madonna fans. She's gonna own this album, and for her being the age she is, again, it goes to prove like why she is the icon, the legend that she is. To still
Yeah.
have that relevancy, and I also feel like she's not trying with this album. It's like her. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it's just effortlessly her, like going back to her
Mhm.
roots. Like so and when I say trying, there were some albums and there came some points where you felt like Madonna was trying. She was trying to stay
Yeah,
current.
she was trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like that song "Bitch I'm Madonna" and like what was the
Even the song
album
with
that she
Maluma,
had with
Madam
Maluma?
X, Madam X.
I used to have a boss that was obsessed with that album. She would play that shit on rotation in the freaking office, and I was like, "All right, we need to change this to like yacht rock. I don't want to listen to this shit no more." But yeah, I'm excited for um,
Listen, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I know it. I know it. It's gonna be so good. Um, this past weekend for me,
how was your Pride?
out for summer. Be who you are, prideful. And yes, I was. all I could be this past weekend during Pride for the first half of, yeah, for Friday and Saturday anyways. But yeah, school's out for summer. My Friday started off at this event that I had a lot of fun with the people I went. Shout out to the peeps. Afterwards, my homeboy from Atlanta was visiting, so he was down staying with me. The beauty, and this is why when I invite family and stuff, it's like I love it when people take the opportunity. I love it. Could be a lot trying to prep your apartment and stuff, um, but I love being able to host people visiting New York. You know what I mean? Especially right now, like fucking getting a hotel in New York.
Don't say that shit too loud because then everybody's gonna want to come and pull
Oh
up
no, but not
to Charlie's
everybody's invited to
Airbnb.
Casa Charlie, so that's that. But the ones who are, um,
Mm.
so we went out, we had our fun. Sunday came, and what a good segue into this virus that's actually taken has spread across the US, with New York, funny enough, being at the top of that list. It's called the parasite's called Cyclospora cyanesis. It's this parasite that basically, according to the CDC, 145 people ranging from the ages to 5 to 86 years old and from 20 states contracted the parasite. Um, is a stomach churning parasite that causes explosive watery diarrhea. It has more symptoms than that. I personally think I caught this shit. Not only have I had it in late April, because from what the CDC is saying, it started in May. Mine happened April into May. And it just happened to me Sunday as well, where I wake up with this excruciating pain. It definitely is. I'm sorry, y'all, but it is definitely what they say, the watery diarrhea. But it's
Yeah,
also it's not as
it's not like I wouldn't say that it's like a stomach virus per se, but it is like obviously like when you get I don't want to say botulism, but when you get those like stomach bugs that are 24-hour, I first of all I think that you had this for longer than 24 hours, which is crazy.
it
But
happened to me in April. Well, with this one, it happened to me Sunday. You didn't hear from me Sunday till like
busy.
nighttime. I
I
had to
thought you
let you
were
know
busy, getting busy.
that was the first half of the weekend.
Well, but I'm saying like, it was a very eventful weekend. But you're not the only person that I've heard that has this situation happening with them because there are people that have been saying that they've been sick and stuff. I had customers cancel on me because of that.
No, but check this out. Again, the diarrhea part, it doesn't seem like, oh, you just keep going. It's a painful feeling. You also feel constipated. So, yeah, what your stomach is like, it feels like cramps, like electric cramps. And listen, y'all listening, if y'all can relate, please. This is how music makes the people come together. The virus makes the people come together too. So let's hear each other out. And if y'all can relate, comment, whatever. But it's like an electric fucking feeling, like a thing that runs like up and down from your stomach, and you feel constipated.
Mm.
Um, you basically it's TMI, y'all.
Can
But
you
it's like
explain?
a
Like,
baby. It's like a baby. You know when you pat the baby in the back to so it could burp? I literally have to sit there, pat my stomach, and you
what?
feel the pain. You feel you feel like a pain that's traveling, and then it
Did you have explosive diarrhea? You ever seen the
it's
babies that get
explosive
like
once it comes out. It's explosive once it comes out. So listen, I feel it happened to me again Monday. I still didn't feel that well, but I like powered myself to go to the gym, sweat whatever out and stuff, and now I feel much better.
imagine you ran the
Um,
treadmill and it came out?
Not the treadmill, but
You think
nonetheless,
drinking
excuse me,
alcohol is fine?
it'll kill that parasite.
No, it won't. You should be drinking
Um,
lemon water.
that's lemonade with a dick on the
Honestly,
side.
I wouldn't mind having a parasite right now because from our travels lately, I feel like kind of stuffed. I feel like I
Yeah.
need to go
Nah,
on.
I still
I need
don't.
a colonic again.
I still don't wish that on no one for real though. I don't. That's like it's such an uncomfortable pain. Even when you're sleeping, it wakes you up. Like it's bad, and then you don't want to eat. You really don't want. You're scared to eat. Like I didn't eat all day, so literally, I
You didn't
lost.
do crackers
I
and
lost a few
vinegar.
pounds. I literally lost a few pounds. I told you last month I weighed myself. I went up 5 pounds, and I literally then I was at the doctor's yesterday because I was scared of my stomach, and I lost 4 pounds.
That's water weight.
Yay, parasites. Anyways, no, no. But all jokes aside, I hope this doesn't. No deaths reported yet, so we'll see. Moving on, this past weekend, not only were the BT Awards, which if you have not catch our special, the Inner Circle Princess Keep It or Shred It, catch it exclusively only on YouTube. Clive Davis' funeral also took place this past weekend, right? Many greats. You've seen a lot of people show up. Now, where a lot of people did show up to pay respect. Um, as I don't know if you've seen a post, a lot of people have also brought up things about memes like Whitney Houston's
Oh yeah.
basically laughing right now, or basically not supporting him or not letting the man rest in peace because of his sordid past. When I say sordid past, things like him holding a party when Whitney Houston passed, not canceling his Grammy party basically. Also, allegedly, he was one of the people that groomed Diddy. And funny enough, listen, he also came out a few years ago as bisexual. And I kind of wanted to talk about this during Pride Month to segue into some other things in bisexuality.
Mhm.
But he did come out as bisexual in his memoir a few years ago, too. So, when you hear the rumors of the alleged grooming Diddy and such, you got to think, but nonetheless, what are your thoughts about the legacy of Clive Davis? Should people be too hard on him? Should we still celebrate his legacy? Should the celebrities that showed up, um, was it in their right to show up?
I think that Clive Davis was a great music executive. He, say what you will, like he made stars out of a lot of people, and it was like well deserved. The whole situation with Whitney Houston and like him having a party while all the while she was still at the Beverly Hills Hotel, still in the bathtub, so to speak. Um, Apparently, allegedly, he spoke with her family and they told him that he can still have the party. Like Whitney would want you to continue with your life and have the party in her honor. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I don't think he's been. I heard that he was. I didn't hear he was bi. I heard he was gay. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, let the man rest. It sucks, but people are gonna have their opinions about a lot of people. At the end of the day, he's a human. So rest in
Yeah.
peace, Davis.
Um,
Same could be said about Quincy Jones. People talk so much shit about Quincy Jones, and Quincy Jones was a pioneer in music. So there you go.
yeah. Um, my thing with the whole bisexuality thing is it kind of goes into that like yeah, like you said, you heard that he was gay, where the joke back then, and even when I came out initially, I said I was bisexual. But the joke is, oh, bi now, gay later.
Yeah.
Um, I feel. Do you feel terms like that,
Mm.
and the judgment also terms like that have deterred more men from coming out as bisexual? Because I truly do believe in bisexuality. I really do. I do believe that there's some very straight men out there that really enjoy women or that like both. We're human beings. There's some people are fluid, but obviously we see it way more with the women and their
Yeah.
fluidity. Hi, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sheesh. um, but yet, with men, we've discussed this many times on the show. It's taboo. It's not as comfortable, et cetera, for many reasons.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
feel
do
like
you feel?
saying that you're bi is almost like a soft blow. Like you don't want hardcore repercussions by being full by saying that you are full blown homosexual or saying that you're full blown gay. So a lot of people, and this is unfortunate, but some people gravitate towards saying that they are bisexual rather than homosexual because it's almost like, yeah, I like women. I'm straight, but I also play with the male pond, and it's like that sucks. I can't really attest to that because I am hetero and I am straight. But from conversations I've had with, you know, bisexual people, gay individuals, lesbians, a lot of them have come out first as bi because some of them don't think that they want to be one sided in a sense or like
Mhm.
pigeonholed into one category. So they want to test the waters. So, yeah.
Do you feel that there's way more bisexual men in the world, like more men who have led their life straight, but are more have that bi in them, and that way, and they themselves know that they have an attraction to man or may do X, Y, and Z, whatever their boundary is with a man. Do you feel there is more of those, but we don't see it as much again because of stigma and judgment and everything that comes with that?
I don't think that there's more bisexual men. I think that there's a lot of homophobia. And I honestly wish I this is a hot take. This is going to be a hot take. I think all men should test the waters with other men to see to like get it out of their system. Honestly, because I feel like those individuals that are so anti-gay, that are so homophobic, that are like always making gay jokes but are like I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. Underneath it all, there's a sliver of you that is kind of curious, or there's a sliver of you that's kind of like, well, what if? Every man should go Brokeback Mountain at least for like 2 days for a weekend and be like, yep, that's right, I'm not gay. Or yeah, this ain't for me. Or be like, you know what, I kind of like it. Or I could have the best of both worlds. That's my hot take.
I feel that a lot of dudes do that though. A lot of the homies do that, and part of that, some of the ways they kind of test that is when they're smashing the same girl, the same homie, and watching each other go like that. To I mean, yes, is one would say it's like watching pornography, but no, you're doing it live, yo. So you definitely there
Wait,
aroused.
so you mean like
Um,
this is I wish I had like a dude on here to talk about this. So you mean to say if it was two guys and one girl, they're not solely focused on the girl, they could be focused on each other?
I listen. They could be. I'm not those guys, but I mean, when I participated in many of
Rendezvous?
rendezvous,
Oui,
with
oui.
X amount of people and such. So and I've been in places. I've traveled, so I've seen things where people, I'm sure they're watching it. It's like watching. I've had okay, in a circle after dark here, I've had a straight dude invite me to come and smash his girl
Yeah.
while other people watching. Like, this happened and I did it. So it's like he's watching me.
That's so funny that you talk about this because I was telling someone about that.
So it's like, yes, I do feel like there's some level of homoeroticism, and I think there are more people who are somewhat. Again, there's boundaries because with me, do I want to be in a relationship with a female? No. Could I play with a female? Have I played with females here and there throughout these last few years? Yes, I have, but that's very far and in between, and I'm not seeking to do that with females like that weekly, or you know what I'm saying, daily. So the same thing could
Yeah.
be said about, you could say, and I'm still not considering myself bisexual. I'm open. So on the flip side, for a straight male, since we don't have one on, the same thing. I feel some straight male, we not everyone is as straight as the
Person.
word straight,
Yeah.
because I do feel some people have some openness. And that may not be bending over for a dude, but it kind of turns you on seeing your homie smashing your girl or
Yeah,
the whore of the block. You know what I'm saying? So there's levels to this shit. And this is something that we could get into other and other comment and way more down the line and with a panel. But that's what I'm saying. I feel that there's more people open minded. I don't necessarily think they're necessarily gay, but there's some.
there's some curiosity out there, and like they try to bury it with not liking something like down bad, and it's like, yeah, sure.
Well, moving on to some music, Lizzo's big old flop. And no, we
Mm.
don't mean her ass jiggling all over the place. We mean her new album, Bitch, flopping, selling less than 3,000 units, as we call them nowadays. I
She
would,
had she had like a interesting take on why she thinks her album flopped.
I'll say this: I do really
I'm
love
looking
that
up
song,
while
"Sexy
you say
Ladies."
that. Let me
I,
look at it.
I really do love the song "Sexy Ladies." I'll say that. That's been like this past weekend, like it's been on repeat, and even at the gym. Um, I think that's the only song I really like. And then she samples a song from Missy, that "She's a Bitch" sample. That's all right. Maybe I have to listen to the album again, but I gave the album a spin, and it wasn't for me. I do have to say, Lizzo's been looking beautiful. She has been out there promoting. Um, but that's kind of embarrassing. I feel bad.
Okay, so Lizzo attributes the poor commercial performance of her album BTCH to major challenges in the music industry, particularly the shift from traditional radio to streaming platforms. So she's basically saying that when her songs first came out, they were you could hear them on repeat on the radio stations, which is kind of true. And then she says that there's beyond those industry factors, also the public controversies that she had, like the
Yeah,
sexual harassment and the hostile work suit, um, the lack of core fan base, like music industry insiders suggest she was primarily the radio hits driven artist, okay, and then challenging messaging. The profane title and controversial album cover were seen as by many listeners as a barrier. Also, I feel like
I could see that too.
she has such a wonderful voice and like a great vocal range, and like musically she's very talented with like instruments and shit, not just like the flute. But it's almost like that's her image, and like the vulgarity supersedes anything that she does musically. Like it doesn't give her grace or credit. But she also said that a lack of support and promotion from her record label is the reason. Listen, there's a lot of artists that complain and say that their record labels are the reason why they're not really doing well. One example was Ray. You love Ray, I love Ray. Ray is a talent, she's a delight. But she also made sure to like sell herself and put herself in the middle so people knew about her even while her music was not being streamed or wasn't being released by her record label. Lizzo, I just feel like she's become popular for like weird reasons. Her clothing line, whatever, like the sexual
Yeti.
assault thing, yeah. I don't know. Also, her music is not well that right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the music that connecting the album. I think, with everything you went through,
She has a song
you know,
called Toast, like give like giving a toast to something, and it was something about like, oh, you try to bring me down, but I rose above, like all this shit. And
yeah,
it's like, why are you still thinking about that? Let it
yeah.
go.
I feel bad. Nonetheless, she's still out there. She was at the BT Awards, looking amazing. She looks amazing, though. I have to give her that. She looks great. Um, just feel bad for her. It is a different, basically, a lot of what you read makes sense of what attributed to those low album sales. I'm glad there's some awareness there that she knows is also like, her controversy and such. But like I mentioned yesterday on the Keep It or Shred It episode, listen, she said that she called Za
Oh,
SZA
it's
crying. I will never get that poor girl's name right. Um
or scissor.
Crying about the album sales. But then, realizing that, she was expecting numbers to define her. And like I said, it's relatable too, because if I base numbers for this podcast to define what I do and what motivates me and what excites me to come on every weekend and do, like, I would have stopped a long time ago, like a lot of those other people that we don't see no more, that gave up after, like, anyways. um but you get the point. So, not letting numbers define you, you know what I'm saying? um and just letting it work, and the people that do support you, hey, listen, it reached a little over 2,000 people, Lizzo, so let that, a win's a win. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? A win's a win. So, but it's crazy though when someone has over, like, how many followers she has on Instagram. That goes to show
millions.
you could have over 1 million followers, and look, out of 1,000,000, 2,000 people bought your album. Okay, there's algorithm, but, and that's another thing she attributed and talked about, the algorithm now,
Yeah, that's not the
which I
reason.
agree.
It's just
I
you're
think
doing
there's a lot of
music.
different attributes. But how many followers does she have? Did you see them?
I'm gonna look right now. Her music, it's also like woman in power and body positivity. That whole brand and trend is long gone, especially when you decided to say that you love yourself and be fat, and then you decided to lose weight. She has 11.2 million followers.
That's wild. And to that, it's like, make it make sense. Um, Anywho, moving on to a show that I'm sure is going to gain more followers as the season goes on. This past season just came to a close. I am talking about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Season one, second part reunion aired this past Sunday. It has now come to a close. It was such a nice season. I loved having it air during the summer as well. So that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I hope next year with more episodes. It starts when it's again in May or whatever, and airs into like July, August. Like, it's a nice summer show. Um, so much has happened from part one and part two. We wanted to save it, give our final thoughts before we even begin. I mean, yeah, many of you may already know and have heard this. Liz McGraw announced today that she is not returning to season two. But we'll leave that there and give our final thoughts, and then go back to why do we think, or share our thoughts of Liz not coming back for season two. But overall, what did you think? What are your final thoughts of the season and these reunions?
I thought that this reunion was good. Like for their first reunion, for their first season, everyone came correct. I love Joellen. She is crazy, but I do feel that they need to do a shakeup. There are some OGs or like first, they're gonna be some first house wonders. And like, if it were up to me, Rula don't come back. And I mean, Liz also, she didn't really need to come back. But Rula needs to go. She sticks out like a sore, skinny thumb. And on top of that, like, we got no answers for everything that was going on. What was the point of even coming to the reunion? So that's all I got to say. I will say, however, Rhode Island was very entertaining. It's funny to literally frequent the areas and places and spaces that they have been. But there's so many other contenders that could be on there. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a few actually rumored. Two, three girls so far I've seen that are contenders. One of them being this Lip Bunny girl. Um, yeah, but I read up two or three. Now, the reunion I thought was great for the first reunion as well. Um, I will have to say though, Rula made me laugh. There was a few things that Rula made me laugh, but she was like, "I'm surprised." uh, what is it? I'm surprised you don't know about a noise ordinance. It was just like certain little things. Um, that I'm like, oh, okay, Rula. Like, a lot of people were saying she got a new nose and a new personality.
She did.
I feel so too. But nonetheless, I'm glad she got one. And listen, with a lot of people, also people want to say, well, you wasn't part of the whole season, or you wasn't even in the season. Okay, we get it. She was supposed to be your friend. Let's stop like if you've been a reality TV fan and and you know editing and stuff, she was supposed to be a friend. That's why she wasn't in a lot of the episodes.
I
And
don't even feel
editing,
that she wasn't in a lot of episodes. It's just she's kind of delusional.
I mean, there's some woman who honestly though, but I looking at this at especially part two, I feel like she was finding shit in real time.
Yeah,
Delusional, yes, you wanna stay with the man and make it work. Listen, there's some people like that, and not gonna knock them. There's some people like that. They want to make it work. They don't want to throw it away, especially when there's kids involved. I'm not gonna knock that. Is it delusional? Is it stupid? In between your friends, and you'd be like, "Bitch, that bitch is dumb." Like again, sure, but I still would not knock someone and would not be like, well, I ain't gonna be your friend, bro. If you stay with him, let that
no,
person
but
stand
like
up for
it's
themselves.
crazy how much evidence the girls they there was so much evidence online and so many things that are still happening in real time that like she's basically blind to. She literally is pretending to be Stevie Wonder to this shit, and it's like, girl,
Mhm.
you can't pretend.
Well, listen, I also know one
Listen,
part that I love that ended part one into part two was when she got up a la Teresa and was like, "You are a fucking slut." Although I like Joanna when she was like, "Your husband's a slut." I like the back and forth, but honestly, when Rula said, "And you know it, and you know it," when you bring other people into it, and then those other people are just like quiet as a mouse in church, it's true. And I'm sorry, you know too. We know people that know Joe Ellen, and I believe it. I do believe allegedly what Rula is saying about Joe Ellen maybe being a little hoochie mama herself. Um
you think she's a swinger?
her husband's a Scorpio.
He's cute.
She's a Leo. Two freak signs. I'm not gonna say all those signs are always freaky and do the most. Not everyone's the same, but it's Rhode Island as well. I believe the alleged rumors. Yes, I believe the alleged rumors. Yes, I do. I do. I do. You heard it here first. And then no, hey, I love Joe Ellen. I love Joe Ellen. But another part that caught me by surprise was on the couch when a few of them was like, "There's so many other things, like real things going on in people's life that we could talk about." And then Rosie was like, "Well, there's next season." And it's true. There is a lot. I feel like a lot of the Joellens I feel has more secrets and shit. Um,
You know
I
what?
don't know.
That's another reason why I feel like I agree with you, where I feel like she is a freak hoe. When you invest so much time and energy to throw out other people's skeletons, is because you're hiding yours, and you don't want people to know what
Mm.
the hell you got going on. Which, all right, kudos to you that you are Inspector Gadget. However, for every Inspector Gadget, there's a even bigger Inspector Gadget. So we'll see.
And also that comment, which leads me now into Liz's exit. That comment, my first thought was Liz, Joellen, those two about more things to come out or things that we could talk about. Um, Liz, there was rumors that she left. Listen, I liked Liz. I'm not. I know a lot of people felt different as the season went on. Those last few episodes. Um, I still enjoy Liz. She was the center. So obviously they pushed her as the one. Um,
Dolores is
Obviously we've
doing.
seen that Alicia very much, and this happens, y'all. This happens with franchises. Sometimes we think this one's gonna be the head bitch in charge, and then a new supreme emerges because of fans, not even because they wanted to, because the reception of other people. And this is what happened with Alicia. I think there's a few factors. She seen that Alicia was the emerging queen, the fan favorite. Alicia's definitely now going to be the one. I see Alicia in the middle next season. Next season, to be honest.
Yeah,
But I think there's a few factors that Liz seen played out as it was playing out in real time with us. Do I believe she released a statement saying she wants to focus on family, etc. Then she released another statement when I woke up from my little nap about how a lot of people are saying, trying to claim, oh, it's this or that or fraudulent things and such. And she kind of was pissed off, went on the people and said that's not true. I still seen some reality TV stars, Hi Gem, Real World New Orleans, saying, "Girl, you just don't want to go on jail on camera," and that made me chuckle because I still, yes, even with your statement, Liz, I love you, but I do truly. I'm sticking to my guns and what my intuition is telling me, and lately my intuition has not been steering me wrong. Is you know some shit or feel that some shit may go down or you may be pulled into some shit allegedly and you just don't want this shit to go down out loud and out in front of the world. And yes, you do have a family, you do want to protect your family. You just had a granddaughter, and I believe maybe not her directly but her husband, and the Dinos, allegedly.
I
That's
was
my
reading
opinion and I'm
some.
sticking to it.
Well, I was reading some comments on TikTok, and you know TikTok be speaking. Someone said that Jerry did not, this is alleged, he did not sell the boat, it got seized. And apparently, the boat had some fraudulent activity done, and that's probably why her friend, should we even say his name? I don't even want to say his name. Um, didn't take a plea deal in his court case.
Listen, yo,
When a
we need
person
to put our
does
Rhode
not
Island
take a
ears. We need to get our Rhode Island ears, boots on the ground to find out some things for us and have some ears.
no, all you need to know is when in a lawsuit, when you decide not to take a plea deal, is because your argument is strong as fuck. Either you're an idiot or your argument is strong as fuck, and whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna take down whoever is involved.
But no, but what I'm saying is there's no streets that know the real deal. Even like, us, we're watching it from the, what we hear in the courts and stuff and thing. But Rhode Island people know. First of all, Rhode Island is Massimo. The streets know what's up, the real deal, I'm sure. And they're all talking about it. I just feel, I don't know. I just feel that it's more beyond that. Although Andy Cohen did tweet that the doors is always open for her. So that was nice to see on his part. Um, and we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I will hope to see her back. I'm shocked. I heard the rumors, but then when it finally happened, I'm like, oh wow, it's really true. Um, but yeah, and then in regards to, let's talk about the men when they came out real quick to wrap up Rhode Island. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't hate Kelsey, but Kelsey's a little annoying. And you could see where she prepped her little boyfriend too to speak up. And like the way it's very pageantry to me and fake. She comes out very fake and manufactured. Even after the whole season, my final thoughts on her is it was all manufactured and produced. Like, go on, Kevin
Yeah,
Moore. Having your husband lend you the or your old sugar daddy lend you the apartment to the mansion to film in, but then you moved out, but you wasn't with her for X amount of time, and this and that. Like some of her stories didn't match up. It just and this is why, although Rosie also annoyed me at first too, beginning of the season, but this is why overall, when it all ends, I'm Team Rosie, and Rosie ate her up. Kelsey, you need to keep up, um,
yeah. With
because it is
Kelsey,
not.
I feel like she's such a pretty girl, but like your your shadiness is not there. Your clapbacks are not there. You why talk about you lived in this mansion, you came from, like, you were basically taken care of, only to now like move in with this guy that has been after you and supposedly was celibate until you stopped having
Supposedly, yeah.
intercourse. That is just ridiculous. You went from like the Joneses back down to the Jeffersons. Like that shit makes no sense.
No, supposedly he has money. It comes from money, but and he's a clown for let. He wants to be on TV too.
He
I'm
does.
Melanie. I know reality TV, and some people have asked me to be on certain things where I would have been sold my soul, God forgive me, to the devil, and been on some shit pretending to be who I'm not. I was told to be on some love and hip hop type shit years ago and pretend that I was with like a trans girl. Did I ever tell you this? So
No, but
no,
I know that you was
and
it
dating naked as
dating
well.
naked?
So it's like I could see her like gathering this like little homie from Rhode Island and be like, oh, let's pretend and let's act like this, and we're gonna have to act like this long. I could see that in her. I could totally see that in that girl, and that's why I feel like she's fake. He's a schmuck. And even like the whole thing, even like when she had to turn around and Andy asked him a question, I'm like, nah, you whack, y'all whack. But overall, great season. I'm looking forward to. I can't believe
I need
they were.
some. There's a lot of people of different backgrounds in Rhode Island. They need to spice it up.
Good
Right.
luck with that.
Stop trying
Good
to make
luck.
it all Italian. Like it's not even cute. Even Liz McGraw,
I
like
agree,
you're
but
not Italian.
I agree, but well, she was white.
Not
They're
but
all
you're
white.
not
The white
Italian,
means we
ma.
need some Spanish, some black, but we. I don't think we're gonna see that. I don't think we're gonna see it. The closest we may see that is if you know our sources, our boots in the ground in Rhode Island, that knows this person. She's married to a black man. That's the closest thing you're gonna see to interracial. I think for the first few seasons. I don't like. I'm not trying to be mean. I could be wrong. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I'll tell you after the show. I'm not gonna say that
Let's
because
not
I could
talk
be
shit
wrong.
because
I,
we
I
frequent
could be
Rhode
wrong.
Island a lot, and
No, no,
that's
it was nothing
okay.
shady about it. It was nothing shady about it. It's just I can see where. Listen, I'm learning. It's Mercury retrograde, and I'm learning how to not say things that may get me in trouble. It's nothing bad. I'll tell you right after the show. Um, but I think it may be sensitive when I say a thing, and I could be wrong as well. About that statement, so I'm not gonna say it. But anyways, it is time for it is Cancer. Not only is it Pride, not only is it 4th of July, summer season, but what ushers summer season? Cancer season. So it is time
Yes.
for Astrology Circle. Here is the Astrology Circle for my water sign brothers and sisters. The Cancer season runs from June 21st to July 22nd. The element is water. Their quality it's their cardinal. Their sign ruler is the moon. They are empathetic, nurturing, and have strong intuitions. Some of their negative sides could be stubborn to harsh, slow to forgive. Some of their best matches include Pisces, Scorpios, and Capricorns. Some of the career choices span from interests of social working. They make great nutritionists, nurses, interior designers, real estate agents, and you have some famous and Cancer people that we may know.
Yeah, so there's a ton of celebrities that are actually cancers. I'm surrounded by cancers. My mom is a cancer. Well, actually, she's a cancer Leo cusp. Okay, Solange Knowles, Lala Anthony, Mike Tyson, Missy Elliott, Kevin Hart, Little Kim, Chloe Bailey, Pamela Anderson, Meryl Streep, Princess Diana, God rest her
Happy
soul.
birthday, Princess Diana, today.
Oh, okay. Sofia Vergara, Kali Uchis, Robin Williams was a cancer. Wendy Williams is a cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and Nelson Mandela was a cancer. I love cancers. I think that they're a vibe. And it's funny I say that because my mom could piss me off, but at the same time, when they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're terrible. But I get along with cancers because I am a Cancer moon and rising. So it's like I'm kind of like a oxymoron where like I'm supposed to be the opposite of a Cancer and I'm supposed to be Aquariuses are like not emotional, not clingy, blah blah blah. But I could be that sometimes myself.
And that is your astrology circle for Cancer season. Happy Cancer season. Happy birthday to my brother. His birthday was this past Saturday, and my aunt's birthday. My aunt Lisa. They share the same birthday, as well as Khloe Kardashian. So happy birthday, happy birthday, happy
And
birthday
happy
all
birthday to my
around
boo.
to the cancer season, to our cancer people. And now it's time to end the show like Mickey Mouse, Britney Spears, Justin, and Christina.
Are,
But
are we doing it not today?
first, without nope, not of course, but of course, without nope, not today. Um, Take it away.
Okay, so my nope not today that don't have time for. These two clowns decided to climb the Empire State Building, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they weren't even American, they're Russian. Secondly, it's too hot for that shit. And I think supposedly they have like a Netflix documentary where they've done that before and climbed buildings and stuff. The message that they were trying to convey, yes, it's nice, but still, don't do that shit. And then to soften the blow, I guess, they got engaged, which is cute. Like you're getting engaged in the top of the world, but at the same time, it's like, why would you do that? You could like have mush for brains. So not today.
My nope not today is Travis, Kelsey, and Taylor Swift. As of New York is not going through a lot with this heat. You know, there's a lot. We've had Puerto Rican parade, Juneteenth, Pride, every fucking
World
thing,
Cup.
FIFA. Everything's going on in New York. Why would you two morons, self-centered, idiotic people want to get married at MSG and bring more pandemonium into this hot as a vagina Satan city to begin with? No, not today. Go to your country bumpkin Nashville fucking ranch and do it there. Go to Rhode Island, invite some of the housewives, make a cameo next season. Anywhere else but here.
Go
No,
to
not today.
Ohio. Well,
Not
you know
today.
what? I'm just glad I'm not gonna be around for that. So whatever.
Isn't their wedding? Anywho, make sure to subscribe, like, share, all those good things. We would thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back same place, same time next week. And remember, also catch our special, the Inner Circle Presents Keep It Shredded, the BT Awards Edition, only exclusively on YouTube. We'll see you next week. Adios.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle Podcast. You can catch us every Wednesday live at 8